Hello everyone! In this video, we're going to explore how to define typography roles within a design system. Shall we get started? In our last session, we looked at the differences in how designers and developers view text in terms of units and attributes. Now, it is time to assign specific missions on the screen to these physical materials. Let's begin defining roles in typography right now. If size is like a text weight class, its role can be seen as its profession. Instead of simply listing out numbers, shall we define what kind of mission each size should carry out on the screen? A number like 72 pixels is just a simple size within a design system. However, the moment we assign the mission of a headline to it, things change completely. In a design system, the core is not about simply listing out a size list, but about deciding what kind of voice each text should make in different situations. The first role is display. Giving an overwhelming impression takes priority over readability. It is easy to understand it as a role like a huge signboard that needs to show its presence even from a distance, just like the main copy of a landing page or a large number in a promotion. It is the most powerful role within a design system. Next is headline. It plays the role of a master that divides the main topics or large sections of a page. It is used as the largest title on each screen, such as My Page or Settings. It is frequently used for specific category titles. Third is title. Although it is smaller than a headline, it plays the role of letting users know the names of individual content. Product names within a card user interface or titles of a list belong here. If a specific category title is a headline, a title can be seen as the name of the content belonging within that category. Body is the core of information. It is the text that users stay with and read for the longest time. It is used where readability is most important, such as product descriptions or the main text of announcements. As much as it needs to describe products in detail, it is a role that must be kind and clear. Label is an element that guides users to specific functions. It encourages user actions or provides information about the current status. It includes things like the text inside a button or the field names of an input window. Just like place order or make payment, it is a role that must convey intent clearly without any unnecessary details. Lastly, we have caption. As the smallest unit in typography, it delivers supplementary information. These are small reference notes, such as the source credit at the bottom of an image or an error message. To use a movie actor analogy, it may not be the lead role, but it can be described as a precious supporting role that completes the overall context. Now, you need to become designers who design the meaning hidden behind the numbers. Even if the sizes are the same, the way they function within a design system changes depending on the role assigned to the text. It is only when these labels come together that the foundation of a design system is finally complete. In the previous section, we explored the roles of assigning labels to text. Now, it is time to look at how to apply and operate these roles on actual screens. Through the cases of material design and ant design, let's check out the practical applications for creating a more efficient design system right now. The very first thing that changed as material design moved from version 2 to 3 is the structure. While material design 2 simply listed out 13 styles in a long row, version 3 organized everything into 5 roles, from display to body. This is not just a reduction in the number of styles, but can be seen as a result of logically condensing the scope that a designer needs to consider. A new role called display has been added, which did not exist in the previous material design 2. This is because large screen devices, like foldable phones or tablets, have become more common. The existing headlines alone became insufficient to provide enough visual impact on large screens. In response to changes in the environment, a role that could make a stronger voice became necessary. The meaning of the labels has changed as well. In the past, the name subtitle was used in the context of being like a subheadline for the body text, but now the term title is used. This contains a change in design philosophy, moving away from simply supporting the sentence structure to clearly defining the names of individual components like cards or pop-ups. The most noteworthy point is that styles with specific component names, like button or overline, have disappeared. These have now been integrated into a universal role called label. If a style name is tied to a specific component, the flexibility of the design system drops. Instead of using component names, Google unified the naming into label, its true mission to secure scalability. This time, let's take a look at the typography of the AND design system. The AND design system manages desktop and mobile separately. Looking at the desktop web design system first, it shows the role-centric system, like text-based or text-small that we learned earlier, in a very textbook manner. Tailored for the desktop environment where screens are wide and a lot of information is included, it is a structure where various forms needed on the screen, such as underlining or using italics even for the same size, are prepared in advance within the design system. On the other hand, if you look at the mobile design system, the folder names are actual size numbers like 9 pixels or 10 pixels, rather than labels. It leaves out all complex decorations and keeps only the size and weight information. Smartphones have small screens, and because the resolution ratios differ for each device, text can easily break. Therefore, instead of giving complex names, the mobile design system chooses a method that provides only the most basic size metrics so that designers can flexibly choose and use them according to the device environment. This can be seen as a way of operating design systems differently depending on the screen environment. Even with the same hierarchy of 14 pixels, it can be expressed differently using weights depending on the status. Instead of creating a hierarchy simply by increasing or decreasing numbers, properties like weight are included in the hierarchy as well. Doing it this way can be called a practical skill that assigns different roles to text. When working in practice, there are times when you really need 13 pixels or 15 pixels and want to create a new one. That itself is not wrong. However, the important thing before creating a new number is to first think about what kind of role this text should play within the design system. If you decide on its purpose first, whether it will be used as a body text or as a label for a button, you will be able to choose a natural and correct size within the design system we have built. Now, when communicating with developers, speak using labels like headline rather than a numeric value like 24 pixels. When communicating with labels that carry this intent, even if massive revisions occur later, you will be able to control the entire design system all at once. In this video, we looked at the roles and practical application cases of typography together. We learned that in a design system, typography should be communicated through roles, not numbers. Now that we have set the standards for typography roles, in the next video, we will explore the typography scale formulas that arrange these roles mathematically. See you in the next video. I'm Dudu.